Hello, Ed here from Metric Mogul. Today I want to show you how you can debug your Google Analytics implementations. So let's start. I've got my website here, and the first thing you normally try and do is you open up the source code and you look for either the Universal Analytics tag or the old ga.js tag. So let's look for analytics.js, and we can see it's not found on this page, and then we're going to look for ga.js. So the trouble is, Google Analytics is actually installed on this website, but it's installed via Google Tag Manager. So it makes it a little bit tricky to debug because you can't see the code on the page, so you don't know that it's firing necessarily. So this technique I'm about to show you will work for situations like this, just to check that GA is firing correctly. And it's a good sort of, even if the code is on the page, it's a good way to make sure that there's no conflicts and that the code is firing. Of course, you can use Google Analytics real-time reports, but this method is just a bit more raw and you can get a bit more control. For example, real-time reports don't show you custom metrics and custom dimensions. You have to wait a few hours until they appear in the standard GA reports. So this will show you straight away that everything is fine. So the first thing you need to do is you need to install, well, I use Firefox. You can use Chrome debug tools, but for this tutorial I'm going to show you Firefox. And you need to go to the extensions tool, so add-ons, and you need to install an add-on called HTTPFox. I'm not going to go through that whole process, just add it as an add-on. I'm sure you can work out how to do that. So once you've got it, you can open it. And HTTPFox basically shows you all the requests and responses that are going to and from your browser. So once we've got that open, I'm going to refresh this home page. And if I flip back to HTTPFox, you'll see that these are all the requests. Now, a lot of them are JavaScript, CSS, HTML. It's not just analytics, it's tracking everything. So to refine it down, because I know I'm using Universal Analytics, I'm going to search for collect. This is the endpoint that the image pixel for Google, the transparent image pixel, is the endpoint that it looks for on the Google Analytics servers. So if you're using Universal Analytics, search for collect. If you're using the standard version of Analytics, why haven't you upgraded, first of all? But secondly, you can use UTM to search for UTM, and the same thing applies. So let's go for collect, and you'll see here, you can see the host here is googleanalytics.com. And what we're particularly interested in is this request line. And on this request line, this is what sends all the data to the Google Analytics server, where it gets processed and will appear in your reports at some time in the future. So you can see after the /collect, there's a question mark, and then you have a series of parameters. So for example, you've got T equals page view. So this indicates the type of hit that this is. Is it an event? Is it a transaction? In this case, it's a page view. You've also got the DT, which is the page title, so you can see it's encoded there. You get all the information. To look at it in a slightly better format, you can have a look at the query string, and this just separates all the parameters out. So if I want to debug and I want to check that, that GA is firing, well, I know now that it is firing, and I can check all the parameters are correct. So am I sending data to the right report suite or property? Report suite, Site Catalyst obviously, but GA calls it a property. So is this going to the right property? If you had any custom dimensions and metrics set, you would see extra parameters down here. Custom dimensions are called CD, and you'll see a number after it. So if you're triggering custom dimension 1, you would see CD1 and then a value. The same with custom metrics, you would see CM1 and a custom metric. I don't think I have any, but let me go through, let's go to the blog and check. So you can see I navigated through 3 pages there, and each of those pages has been logged. You can see there's the blog. Oh yeah, so here on the blog page, there's my face again. Great looking screenshot. So on this you can see there is a CD and a CM parameters. So what I do is when someone hits the blog, I actually use custom dimension 1 to record the category of the post. In this case, the post is about web analytics. And that, in my reports, allows me to understand which particular articles and which category of articles people are interested in. And I also have a custom metric which counts how many times each of the different types of articles are seen. If you're wondering why I'm using custom metrics instead of events, then have a look at one of my other videos on YouTube. I explain all that. So there you are. It's a very quick way to get an eye on if your code is firing correctly, and if you don't see these requests or these responses, then it means data is not being sent to Google Analytics. So you need to do some debugging.